we have to be determined to act and act fast. Of course, the reforms represent a package, and there's some give and take in that package. But the members are the big winners out of our reform programme.
How?
Because they will get the final say, the decisive say in the election of the leader. That's a decision now, and it's a very, very exciting decision. It leapfrogs the Labour Party's position. Of course, the parliamentary candidates, the members of Parliament select the 2 or 3 candidates to go forward, but that's not the crucial vote. The crucial vote is by the members.
Is it a dangerous time to be doing this? Some people would draw the parallel with the Labour Party in the early 80s and say you're bringing in reforms that give the membership a lot of influence at exactly the time that your membership is least representative.
Yes, of course, and that's the catch-22 that we've been in a sense, because the membership has become less representative through no fault of their own. You know, as the membership has declined over the years, the willingness to trust the members and involve them has declined too, and therefore the clout the members have in the party has declined. That has been the vicious circle we're in, which we're now breaking out of, and you have to be prepared to be radical and to be brave to break out of it. William set us the target of doubling the membership. I think that is a realistic target. Within 5 years, we will double the membership of the Conservative Party. And is this new approach the idea of having primaries for not just the leadership contest, but also, we've heard now, for the suggestion for the Mayor of London, for the party's candidate for that post? Is there a sense here that we're going to have almost political beauty contests taking place in the media spotlight, in which perhaps we wouldn't necessarily get the best political candidate, but we might get the candidate with the nicest smile? Well, we're not opposed to beauty in the Conservative Party, but I think at the end of the day, if you look at the track record, the members' views of candidates and parliamentary candidates has generally been quite shrewd. We haven't finally decided how the London elections would take place, but as far as the leadership is concerned, obviously it's not possible for the leader to have meetings with the whole party, but undoubtedly in the leadership election process there will be a great number of meetings around the country, and there's an incentive for members to participate in the party and for people to become members of the Conservative Party. Is
it healthy, though, that somebody like Geoffrey Archie, because of the way a primary might work, is able to achieve a prominence that other Conservatives might not be able to do? Well,
there is a concern that if you introduce too widespread a form of simple form democracy into the party, then it will favour those who have a great deal of money. I'm not getting at Geoffrey particularly. I think he's an outstanding candidate. But there is a concern that it will favour those who have a lot of time and a lot of money. And that's why, as a general rule, the approach we've adopted is to ensure that rather than people voting for candidates by postal ballots, by looking at CVs and leaflets, they have to come along to a meeting and they have to hear what the candidates have to say, and the candidates have to be there for interrogation and questioning.
But is that what members will actually get? Some enthusiastic campaigners for greater democracy in the party are sceptical. John Strafford from Beaconsfield Conservatives is a member of the party's National Union. He was at this weekend's meeting and he's with me now. John Strafford, you've made your life's work campaigning for greater democracy in the Conservative Party. Here comes a leader who says, I too want greater democracy in the party. I want to reform it. He comes forward with proposals and you vote against them.
Well, I haven't voted against them because a number of the big issues have still got to be decided, because what came out of yesterday's meeting was a decision to not send out the ballot to all the members until the full constitution, the new constitution of the party, has been published, and there's been an opportunity to debate it at the National Executive meeting at the end of February.
So did you suspect that for all the talk of democracy you were actually being railroaded?
I thought when I turned up at yesterday's meeting that we were going to be steamrolled in the old-fashioned Conservative Party way. And to my surprise and delight, we weren't steamrolled. They decided to have this meeting at the end of February. And that's a big change now in the approach of the Tory party. This has been a good week for democracy. Having now got a vote in the leadership election, now we're going to see the constitution and be able to have a proper debate before it goes out to the members.
Explain to me why a delay.
Because at yesterday's meeting, what the original intention was that the constitution was going to have to be approved in its strategic form. But we haven't had a copy of it. and you can't approve something that you haven't had a copy of. And so what is now going to happen is that that constitution, a final draft of it, is going to be published in mid-February, and it will then go to a meeting at the end of February, so that there'll be a genuine debate.
We heard Eric Chalker in our film talking about a potential disaster waiting for the Conservative Party again. Do you disagree with him?
If we don't get this reform right, then it will be a disaster. But there is every indication that we can still get it right. I'm hopeful, I'm still hopeful. There are some big issues still to be resolved. There's a whole question of election of party officers. There's a question as to, do we create a unified party by bringing in the MEPs onto the board of management? Do we have a genuine unified party at the National Convention level, where at the moment it's just the voluntary party? It ought to include MPs, councillors, MEPs as well.
You want more democracy. Doesn't William Hague need more power to avoid, I don't know, the situations that we had at the general election, in the disgrace in Tatton, in Beckenham and Beaconsfield, all those problems that came to the fore where John Major was made to look a monkey?
Well, in Beaconsfield I was there, and so we actually got rid of our MP, and in fact, yeah,
Beckenham
we
and
did all
Tatton.
right. Well, he needs power, but we also need to have leadership, and the great test of a leader is that